Welcome back to Daily Driven Death Traps. Now, where have we been is the real question. Well, I have been working on homes, and like usual, Alex has been filming other things rather than cars. He obviously has missed filming cars, and I've also missed working on cars to a point. So, kind of some background upon that is I was doing my thing again, working on another house. You can put some B-roll in of the house and transform the house into something better so we can actually make some more cash money to work on some stuff. So that kind of leads to my point up here, the whole kind of video and the whole update. So we basically do cars as a hobby, as you all know, and we just film this as basically a hobby. This is not an income, this is not any of that. As much as we wish we could do this every day and entertain everybody every day doing cars, it's a very unlikely subject, especially knowing how saturated the car market is right now, or the car YouTube scene is, because it's just so saturated with guys that just are going to outdo you every single day because they've got the funds to do so. So Alex kind of puts all his money into the video recording, all the equipment, which is, you know, a substantial amount. I put a lot of money out also to every project, basically, is from a pocketbook. Rather than sponsorships, which we'd love to get sponsorships, we'd love to do all that stuff, but right now, I guess that's just not in the cards, or it might be in the cards, who knows. But, so we're back for who knows how long. We'll probably start working on some projects here. We have some big ones coming up. We've got kind of the triple threat. So, well, we'll call it that, or we want to call it the threesome, or whatever you want to call it. So that's going to involve our 47 Chevy, and then our 1929 Model A, and then also Alex's Camaro. And I know Alex is absolutely excited about this series because this is finally his baby coming on the channel, and he's going to finally put some work into something and feel proud about something rather than just me having heartaches. So basically, guys, the reason why we kind of took a break and kind of focused on other avenues of life is not just because of money. It's just because we kind of had a lot of rough failures in 2021. So as you're looking at me right now, this is the last week of 2021, and it's good. It's finally, because this year we did buy a couple things. We got W100, we got the Model A. I mean, we got a couple other things. We got the Coyote going, but that kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of failures, man. Oh my gosh. This year was the year of absolute awful technical garbage. So, going down the list kind of, our 66 Belvedere, it's got a substantial transmission fluid leak from, I have no idea yet, haven't tore into it. I'm guessing the speedometer cable is just kind of O-rings, kind of getting old, and, you know, it's seen some heat finally, and it also ate up a radiator. So engine's still good, transmission's still good, and the car's still in the same condition as you've seen it. But that was kind of a hit. And then leading on to our Univic, as we call it, she kind of came upon some issues in early July. Well, so I was driving it to work, and I think if you haven't seen the channel yet, what happened to our Univic is because it shot one of the plugs right out of the cylinder wall of the 4.6 from the Crown Vic that's in it. And that's a very common issue with those engines, so we probably should have seen it coming, especially with a 170,000 mile motor, but whatever. So that will have to find a new motor, which is a little bit of change, but then we go to our newest buy, that 29 Model A. And if you want to talk about transmission fluid leak, it's probably got the king of all, because it left a stain the size of basically the entire vehicle on my garage floor. We don't know why. I'm guessing one of the lines is puked out, or hopefully we don't have any seals going bad in the transmission. Now then we go ahead, the 47 really didn't fail, it's just been a fail in the garage for a long time, but hopefully we'll have it back on the road soon. Finally, that W100 we bought, that 318's ECM was messed up, the plugs were messed up, and like the plug for the ECM, the little pins were messed up, and I think it hopped a tooth on the timing chain and ended up actually bouncing the timing chain and maybe messing some things up bad in that brand new engine. So obviously everything you're hearing costs a little bit of change. So, and then actually the major kicker that kind of just made us want to take a break for a bit is the wagon. So I'm not going to name the company. You can go back in our stuff and look through it, but they didn't trust us to listen to what happened to the engine after we had a Ford tech look at it, and we let's just say we had to have a transmission rebuilt after we didn't even drive it like 3 times. So after being revised from Palm Beach many a times and other things happening, we still don't have the direct drive gear of the 6L80 or 6R80, sorry. And that's kind of the end of that, which is going to be, obviously we got to pull the engine back out of the car and blah 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 blah. So obviously with that long spiel of all of the issues, there's a lot of time that goes into these things, and obviously time is money, and that's kind of the circumstance I'm at right now and Alex is at, because our time is a little bit more valuable now because we both have options where we can actually make money, not spend money on things that aren't going to make us money. So further ado, that is when we have to introduce the projects, and the sadness kind of goes away because I'm pretty excited. We're going to have more stuff on the road here soon, you know, knock on new toolbox wood, but hopefully 2022 is going to be phenomenal, and we're going to have some like off-roading content. We're going to have a lot of neat stuff hopefully going on, because if you can't really tell right now, but we got a heated, well, halfway heated, mostly heated garage, so we'll actually be able to work when it's -20 in Iowa, rather than like last year when we're complaining on camera, we can't feel our feet, we can't feel our nuts, we can't feel anything. So this year we'll be able to feel our nuts in the 45-degree garage, which is going to be phenomenal, and that way we can actually make some things work. Now, the only issue with that is that we won't actually have any, we won't have a welder here. We'll have to weld things at the other shop, and we won't actually have a couple other tools here that we usually have. So that being said, we're going to see how it goes, but I'm sure we'll probably come out this winter a little bit better than we came into it, I hope. And hopefully 2022 brings us a lot more luck than 2021 did, because that was absolutely freaking awful. Let's talk about some of these projects that we're going to hit this year, because, you know, obviously you want to preview some stuff so you know if you want to stay updated with this channel. So we've got 47 Chevy, we've got 29A, and we've got a 79 Camaro. Now what's special about that 79 Camaro is it's Alex's, and that it is being converted to a split bumper, and it will be getting the engine out of this guy. Or you can't see it, but it's a 47 Chevy, which it has a small block Chevy in it, and it is going to be a turbo small block Chevy when it is in the Camaro. So that should be a pretty sweet build on itself. But the crazy thing is that we're going to be taking the engine out of the A, which is a very stout small block Chevy that has been roaring in it, and we're going to fix the transmission leak, and we're actually probably just going to shove it right in the 47 Chevy. So we're actually going to stab that small block Chevy from the 29 directly into the 47 Chevy, as long as I don't find an LS that I'd rather put in the 47 Chevy, and then actually we'll be putting a supercharger on the 29. So that's kind of a process of events. We're not sure yet. We're just actually just going to take everything out and let it sit on the ground until we decide. And we're going to put it in at least Alex's car, so we can get that one on the road hopefully by maybe mid-February. So if it will, we'll have to put some studded tires on it and do some studded stuff and things. But that's not all we have hopefully coming to you. We do plan on making an off-road trip out west. As you know, we're in Iowa, so that's going to be a little bit of a substantial drive, but it shouldn't be bad because we have some newer vehicles. Now, I have a 2015 Dodge Ram 2500 that you have not seen on the channel, and Alex now has a Lexus GSX. I like GSX better. A GX 470, and if anybody knows about Lexus GXs, They are pretty cool because they actually have the same undercarriage suspension and everything as a Land Cruiser of that same generation, so, but for much cheaper. So kind of a cool little budget build of some off-roaders. We're gonna see if a big Ram 2500 with a Cummins can actually do any off-roading at all, but it should be pretty interesting. And then maybe we have a brand new trailer, which is awesome because that blue trailer kind of finally got sold to a better owner, and we got a brand new one. So maybe we can throw the next project that I'm going to talk about on that trailer and go out west. And that project is that W100 Power Ram of the 90s. So now, if you'll probably see that in a video, it is it's one of my buddy's vehicles, and we bought it back from him. I had it had it before him, and he had it before me again. So it's one of those buyback kind of things everybody does with their friends. And had those issues with it, but we're actually going to throw a first-gen Cummins in it because we seem to have better time with Cummins instead of like any actual gasoline engine. So we're going to throw that first gen in that, and it's a short wheelbase, short bed, and it should be pretty cool to wheel off-road, and we'll see how it does. Or maybe we'll even bring the high boy out. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it should be pretty cool. Upon that, we will maybe be having actually our first fast old car rather than just the Model A, which is quick, and it is going to be something you've never seen on the channel before, except in the background. It's a 67 Mercury Comet of my own, and it'll be getting a big block Ford, and I'm really hoping we do get to do this because the gentleman has kind of agreed to sell it, and it should be a 550 horse, 500 horse, 390 out of that vehicle that I'm buying it from, and be sticking it in that Comet. So that will do one heck of a one-leg burnout until we can afford to buy a better rear end. But that'll be pretty freaking sick. Other than that, I think we're just gonna have our normal shenanigans and being two idiots in the snow, doing some stuff and things. Hopefully this winter will be more interesting than last, because last winter kind of sucked. But this winter should be a little bit better. Of course, yeah, especially with the heated garage. Of course, it's already January, and we almost really only have 3 months left of winter. So how much can we get done in 3 months unless I buy a house?